Welcome back to some of the best stories from r/TalesFromTechSupport. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's take a look at the first story. It's called Made Him Cry. A while back, I was working at mobile shop and this older guy came in and says to me, "I know I'm not your customer, but I was wondering if you could help me with my iPhone." The guys that sold it to me said they don't do the setup. Another store wouldn't help me because I didn't buy it from them. And I just noticed your store as I was leaving. Is there a way to get my photos back? I had iCloud backup turned on, but when I signed in, none of my photos are on here. I asked to see his phone and look at iCloud settings and see it is signed in and all the toggles are turned on. Then I checked the photo settings and noticed the photo stream option was turned off, so I switched it on and saw that over 300 photos started to sync to his new iPhone. Then I handed him back his phone and said, "I think I solved your problem." He looked at me in shock that it only took less than a minute, and he looked at his photos and he started to cry. He then proceeded to tell me he lost his old iPhone and he thought he lost his photos of his son and grandson, who passed away just weeks before in a crash. The next story is called Smart Kid. A couple had seen my flyers I had posted as a PC technician. They called me and told me their daughter, 11, kept bypassing their parental software and going online. They asked me to take a look and see what I could do. So I go in, look at their XP setup, and of course, the software is garbage. I test it out and am able to end it via the device manager. So I go online, look for a better one and install it. I see the kid peeking from around a corner, just smirking. I know she's done something. When I opened the new software, everything seemed fine. It blocked any attempt to open non-whitelisted websites. Still, that smug look made me more curious. I looked around the programs folder. Nothing stood out. Checked running processes. Everything okay. Looked in the service list. Fine. Okay, time for a reboot. As the computer reboots, I noticed something. For a brief second, it said that the first boot device was disabled and loaded the secondary. Since I had been hired to investigate, I did so. I rebooted again and loaded the BIOS menu. There was a second hard drive listed in the BIOS as primary. I booted it up and it brought me to a very familiar Linux screen I had been using at the time at home. She had somehow managed to install a second hard drive, hide it in Windows, load it with Linux, and hide all of this from her parents. I was incredibly impressed. I wrote a short note to her, because I knew she would figure out a way past what I was about to do eventually. I then went into the BIOS and locked it, with the Linux boot device disabled. I thought about giving her up and handing her parents the hard drive, but I just couldn't. I wrote down the password to the BIOS, handed it to them, and told them I had locked the BIOS, so it couldn't be changed without the password. I still wonder how long it took her to find that slip of paper and get back online. The third story is called Outsourcing. I worked for an international real estate company. They are massive. I was contracted to help consolidate the different database. They had over 20. In the summer months about 10 years ago, there was myself and my 2 co-workers taking care of the IT needs for a third of a country, eastern region, of staff, about 10k. It was a nightmare. While there, I made an internal help desk portal, so users could do things like reset passwords and make tickets, merge the databases, made a small user interface program so they could manage their new databases, all 3 of them, and automated a bunch of small tasks. I also convinced the CTO to hire an IT company to provide remote tech from 1 PM to 5 PM. Things were so great when I left and we all kept in touch. I was even hired a couple of times to add to the portal and database manager. This isn't to say they were incompetent, they just had no time to do anything. Fast forward years later, when I got a message from one of my co-workers, now good friend. The CTO, in all his infinite wisdom, decided to cut the IT department for the whole country. He plans on getting the help desk to cover the whole intranet for the whole country and is going to hire a second remote employee. This is pretty standard stuff, I hear you say. In the same email in which he fired his IT team, he said, I think it would be a great opportunity if employee got a position at company outsourced to. It would allow us to efficiently move away from our physical IT presence while maintaining our current knowledge levels. When my friend sent me this, my jaw hit the floor. Later, the CTO sent me an email asking if I could make the internal help desk work for the other two regions, Central and Western, as he doesn't understand how to integrate Active Directory with PowerShell and jQuery like you do. I said sure, but multiplied my rates by 20. I got an email from one of the accountant ladies we shared an office with. I have no idea how she got it either. The big man ended up hiring a college student at minimum wage, and apparently he has so little clue as to what he's doing. He asked this lady to help him with a ticket another accountant lady made. She wanted her monitors switched. The decision-making process of the C-class boggles my mind. The next story is called New Guy's Last Day. Just over a month ago, we hired a new tech. He was young, fresh-faced and eager, knew his stuff, had a few certs under his belt and was looking to get his foot into the industry. I interviewed him, as did my boss, and we all got a good vibe from him. Tech support requires a specific personality. You can't be too rude, can't be too soft. You get a feel for the kind of person who will survive here. He's on the standard 90-day trial, and he's smashing it. Good reports, good tickets, we've got a winner here. He's high-spirited, punctual, everything is good. One day we received our balance sheet from the depot, where we lease our laptops. And we find we are 22 laptops deficient, meaning they have expected to receive 22 laptops under lease back from us. Now, this happens. When the lease is up, sometimes people are traveling, sometimes people are resistant to change. The company migrated from HP to Lenovo a few years ago, and we have some people who refuse to trade in for a Lenovo, as they don't like or trust them. But 22 deficiencies is a bigger number than we have seen in a long time. I start searching the serials, and every single one is from a departed employee. I pull the departure paperwork, and they are all done by the new guy. Checklist is done, everything done properly. Impressive so far. Disabled, account remapped, removed from mailing lists. Form says, laptops returned to depot cabinet. The depot cabinet holds at most 10 new box laptops and 5 loose laptops for return. There's no way that he's just filled the entire thing up. I get the key, open the cabinet, and it's empty. Okay then, maybe they are in transit. We use FedEx, and they can sometimes be terrible. Check with the parcel department, and nothing has gone out from us in a month. So I grabbed the new guy, pulled him into my office, and asked him, I'm missing 22 laptops, and they all seem to have passed through your hands. Did you just stick them in the wrong place? No, they are all home. Home? Home where? I checked the cabinet, it's empty. No, like my home. They were old laptops, so I just took them home. Wait, what? Did anyone approve this? No, I just figured rather than paying to get rid of old computers, I would put them to good use somewhere else. Oh, okay, you know what? Wait right here for a minute. So I grab my supervisor and explain what's going on. We've got issues now with our security breach, data breach, and employee theft. I'm told to go and keep an eye on new guy. He will call the police and inform the security team. So I walk back into my office, slide a can of coke to new guy and start some idle chat. Ask him how he likes the job, etc. Just wasting time. Until suddenly my door pops open. My supervisor and 2 police officers walk in. New guy is placed under arrest and then walked out of the building. Police were able to recover 7 laptops from his apartment, and new guy has stated that he re-imaged the laptops and sold them on Craigslist. His statement to the police said he took items that were slated for disposal and were otherwise garbage, and did not think this was an issue. The computers were mostly T440s or T450s, some of which were still under lease. The last story is called Hitting Next. This was several years ago. We produced custom desktop software for customers. These particular customers were especially tech illiterate and didn't even have an IT department to speak of. Despite being a major manufacturing corporation, our software is nothing super crazy. Download our run-of-the-mill installer, open it, and click next a few times, and you are done. Sure, there are advanced options, but most people would be fine with the defaults. Support had a problem with 3 people trying to install. No amount of click next was getting through to them. They were seriously questioning the advanced options they thought they had to set, and talking them out of changing the defaults was an exercise in futility. It is asking for a path to install. Just leave it be. Click next. But what do I put for the path? What is it set to now? C, 2 dots, diagonal line, program files, diagonal. That is the correct path. Click next. But I should set the path, shouldn't I? This circular conversation went nowhere. Finally, the customer had a great idea. Can you send someone out here to help us? The nearest person is 500 miles away. We will pay whatever expenses it takes. We just have to get this thing installed before tomorrow. The next thing I knew, I was boarding an airplane bound for their city. 2 hours later, I was at their office. 20 minutes after that, hitting next a total of 6 times, 3 for each user, I was done. The application worked fine. They drove me back to the airport, where I came back home that night. The only good thing was, they dutifully paid the 1,000 odd bucks for the flight, plus premium hourly cost. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.